Hello guys, and welcome to episode 31 of my Empire Total War campaign, playing as Great Britain on very hard difficulty. Today what we're going to be doing is possibly sallying forth from Amsterdam. However, I kind of feel like I just want to let them attack me if they want to. They can just sit here if they want. I mean, that's fine by me. I think they're in the sort of influence radius of Amsterdam, and that's why they can't move unless they decide to attack me. But we're going to wait until the next turn, I think, at least, before we make any decisions there. I feel like I need a general as well, but John Churchill's busy down in Madrid, so there's that. Now, up in Fort Sainte-Marie, our forces are actually pretty healthy still. And I feel like if the happiness is fine when we move out, this should be okay. If not, we might be able to just leave some militia in there. Yeah, that looks like it's going to work. And we're going to start making our way up to Moose Factory here. Now, it's kind of awkward because we can make a gold mine here, but we don't have the cash. I've put that into other things, and that are probably better for now. I mean, I know that 2,100 region wealth is nothing to shy away from, but I think we can wait one turn, and we'll get this income, and we'll put it towards that. I'm going to have to make a mental note in my brain to remember. I'm sure if you guys shout at the screen hard enough, I will remember. We're not moving any of our armies. Agents, this guy's still moving on his own. This one can head up to Moose Factory as well. Oh, bollocks. I moved the wrong men. Oh well. Doesn't particularly matter. I don't think there's going to be a rebellion in the same turn. But that looks like it's it. We will end the turn. That rake certainly has a journey. It's going to take him ages to get down the coast there to the west side of North America. Oh dear. Right, these Spanish forces, what are they doing? I think they're trying to like group up so they can take back Madrid. Alright, these Prussians. It's like they want to cut off my trade. Shouldn't really let them out of the Baltic Sea, but can't do anything about it at the moment, especially with my ships kind of tied up with the French for some reason. Maybe the captains of the ships are best buddies, refuse to let go of their friendship. If you know what I mean. Wink wink. "13 colonies, still going to work. What I like to see. Ah, yes, of course. I think Denmark own Iceland.
As population growth is slow here, it is recommended
okay, so Königsberg is under siege, but that's okay. We have workers on strike, but that should be fixed. There we go. Get the magistrate built. We'll build up the gold mine. Can't build the fur exchange here, but the fur trading post is more than okay, even if it is an animist building. Anywhere else we can build? This is a very poor town. I'm not sure if it's worth it. So is this one. Could build a couple of craft workshops. They're in relatively safe positions though, so I think honestly it might be worth it. So that's a lot of cash spent already. Now I kind of want to save some cash because there is something else I want to do, and that is build a new ship, a 4th rate ship of the line at London, or at Portsmouth, I guess, because it's pretty important for us to pick off these ships owned by Prussia, because otherwise they could become quite annoying. And also, if we have a ship we can actually move in the channel, then we can block the Spanish trade, which is actually worth quite a lot. Right, the rest of the cash can either be put towards fixing stuff, or it can be put towards troop replenishment, I think. I'm very tempted to get rid of the Great Arsenal here. I don't think we need it. We can fix up the National Observatory, that's okay. We may as well keep the barracks. But yeah, I don't think we need the Great Arsenal. I could just demolish that, I think. Because I've basically got cities like this, like Edinburgh. I'm never going to build the cannon foundry here. It just seems a bit pointless. He's saying that. That is a Great Arsenal, isn't it? As opposed to a cannon foundry. That could be a decent place to recruit artillery in Europe. Sort of convincing myself to keep it, I think. Right, let's jump into our lists once again. I did want to fix up the troops down here, didn't I? I'm not sure I have enough cash to do so. Kind of awkward. Let's come back over here. We don't need this fix on the National Observatory or the barracks yet. I'm going to put that all into troop replenishment. There we go. Right, up here we have our Protestant missionary, which can head towards here. Oh, wow. That is a couple of large armies and a lot of cannons. Unfortunately, they are musket men and not melee forces, which makes this a little more tempting to attack.
At the ready.
But yeah, not a fan of all of these cannons. I guess they don't have canister shot. We might be okay. Emphasis on might be. I'm not entirely sure if we can actually take on the Huron-Wyandot, but it would be good to destroy them if we can. Because that makes all of our Northern American settlements safe, more or less. That's done. This rake's moving through the wilderness. I can't believe this gentleman spawned on Punda, but it is what it is, I guess. I might have him actually jump on this fleet because it's the most likely to go back to Europe. As for this fleet, well, if my Indiaman can reach this sector, we can have it go to the West Africa Trade Theatre. Okay, that's fine. And there's no ships over there. So now what do we do with this fleet? Maybe we could send this one back to Europe. Because it's strong enough to defeat Prussian navies. And I'm not going to be attacking the Spanish navy. So yeah, it can police the channel at least. But then, if I'm going to do that, then I may as well put the gentleman onto that fleet.
Orders, Captain.
Yeah, I think we're going to do that.
Underway.
So let's get the chap off that fleet, if we can.
Underway.
Where's he gone?
On our way, Captain.
So confused right now.
Embarking, sir.
There we go. He can go up to the very top here and over to Europe. There we go. Now this navy is vulnerable to the pirate fleet because it isn't as decked out as this navy with its fourth rates and galleons. I do want to fix up these galleons, but that's going to take another turn, I reckon, at least. Because we can't afford to do it this turn. All our fleets have moved. We're under siege at Königsberg, but we can't really move out. I think we're good to just carry on. We're getting 10,222 in the next turn. This is pretty nuts now, because our infrastructure is going to get built back up, where we've previously had it mostly deconstructed, especially in places like France, for example. But I think in France, this town's finished, and so has this one. This trading port will finish next turn as well, just increasing our taxes so much more. Let's have a look at the Paris ones as well. Yeah, 2,400 from each settlement. It's just so good. But trade is fantastic as well. We can't forget that. Now what I feel like I can do is possibly recruit a bunch of Indiamen at Punta and just keep funneling them into the Brazil area, because we can go directly from this area straight into the Ivory Coast, and that can just lead us to loads of cash, as long as our trade obviously isn't blockaded, which the Spanish don't seem to be doing at the moment. Now, it's interesting that the rebels have moved in and pushed the Spanish fleet out of these docks. I find that quite amusing. Spanish working against the Spanish. But you can't complain about the AI's logic. Or maybe you can. Look at the population of Madrid here. Wow. Okay, let's move on to the next turn.
Keeping vigil.
Waiting for that French declaration of war. I really am. Now, considering France doesn't have a port in Europe, their navy is pretty large in the Americas. Okay, that army looks like it's going to come back and attack Madrid, which is good, because it then means I can counterattack and push quite hard, actually, maybe into Portugal or take Gibraltar, or both for that matter. It might be quite nice to have some information on what's in Portugal, but I'm not sure how we'd go about that. I could maybe bring a gentleman over there, but again, I'm not convinced. So Sweden's come into France with a Protestant missionary, which is nice. That should help us out with the religious conversion. And it looks like the 13 colonies, they did just take another settlement of the French in the Americas. That's what I like to see. So we're getting very close now to crushing the Cherokee.
Enemy approaching.
Oh, we're under attack. And that's rather convenient, isn't it? Because none of these cannons can get involved. So we're up against multiple American lancers. And not so much infantry. I think I'm okay with that. Let's fight this on the battle map. The other army just kind of bypassed us. So what we're going to do, we'll win this battle. We'll go back, kill the other army. and then we'll attack the settlement. And that should work out, I hope. Now, one thing I really hope is that the AI doesn't just hide with half of their forces for half the battle. Well, our deployment here is a bit odd, to say the least. And the places that I can put cannons is very limited indeed. But so be it. We'll put some on the right side. I might just have to put some here, honestly. As long as they're kind of in range of their forces, they should still come towards us. Put these guys sort of between, if I can. Yep, that's fine. Not sure where I want to put Roger's Rangers. We don't have any decent places really to defend. Or put them, for that matter. I could maybe just put them behind my artillery and then maybe move them out to the right after the game starts. I don't know. Or battle, I guess. Let's have these militia spread out on the left side. Okay, that's fine. Not sure where I want my pikemen. Maybe on the right side here to support the cannons. As for our cav, again, I think we'll have missile cav. Actually, just one missile cav on the right, one on the left. We'll have both the dragoons on the right. Send the deployment. Fire away, men. They are attacking us anyways, so I feel like that's the reason they're just going to come straight at us. But we'll see if those cannons can hit anything. Not yet. Okay, right, let's speed things up. Oh, so we're waiting for them to come towards us. Smash that cav. It's a lot of cav. It really is. I'm not sure we need so many men on this side. I feel like we can sort of pull in like this. Because most of their forces seem to be on the right side. And my dragoons line up, ready to go. Let me go canister. Kind of want to put canister into these mounted tribal gunners. Oh wow, those guys got wrecked. Yep, they're broken. Got to be a little bit careful about how I choose to go about this. Let's have the pikemen get involved. In general, a lot of their cav is getting wrecked, which is good. I can put these guys into square formations actually, I didn't think about that. The infamous square formation. Can decimate their forces. Get these pikemen out of the way. I think I'm going to bring some of these militia over to the mid. Just thought I'd let those cannons fire first. Because ideally we want to come out of square formation, kill off these medicine men if we can. Right, not bad. Wow, look at those epic misses. I'm pretty sure I told them to attack those lancers, but never mind, I guess. Roger's range is incredibly accurate. That's what I like to see. Wow, how many of those horses died there? And this gun crew has actually done very well. Take back those cannons, please. And load canister shot. Put them into the musket men. Well, these guys need to get behind. I'm gonna get shot in the back otherwise. That would be less than ideal. Wow, those cannons actually took quite a lot of damage. I think a lot of them got shot. Take them out of melee mode. Same with these guys. We've got a nice angle here with a couple of the cannons at least. Hopefully we can get a shot into their side. Oh yes. Perfect. That was so good. Same there, actually. Really good shot into the side of those musket men would be very nice. One fire away. Put them into the bowman maybe. I think a couple of these cannon crews have like lost too many men, so they don't have a person to set it off. Oh, it's nice that the Roger's Rangers are getting involved. They're nice and accurate actually, so against the musket men they should do pretty well. I could also get the mounted tribal auxiliary involved. Might even be worth just running them down, honestly, because they're taking a lot of damage. Nice. Let's hit those musket men there. On this side, a lot of these chaps are still very healthy. A lot of militia. Stop these guys firing. Let's speed things up. Those guys should run away pretty soon. That's good. Let's just have our dragoons go run down the bowmen. Stop these guys from firing for now. This must be like nearly all of their forces killed. Yep, close victory. Nice. So that's 201 lost. We killed like the majority of their force, which is good. I'm wondering if we take that settlement, whether or not it will just destroy the Huron Wyandotte without us having to clean up
growth is slow here.
the rest of their forces. Naval shore facilities has been complete, and we have a rake recruited in London. That's actually quite nice because we'll be able to put him into the port, have him jump over with the 4th rate. We can send him down to Spain. He can have a look at what's happening in Portugal. A new town has emerged. Very poor.
Your humbles.
We can take this. Let's go ahead and fight this on the battle map. Should be relatively easy. I just really want to see if it destroys the Huron Wyandotte without us having to attack their armies. If it doesn't, it's fine, because I'll just go and attack the other place, like their homeland, and take it back, and then we can just go and attack them. Might get a bit tedious if we do it this way, but the chance that it might destroy their armies anyway is, I think, is good enough. Even if it just makes them rebels. So it's just a matter of having all of my forces with guns lined up and basically charge towards them, I guess. Not sure about the cannons. I'll put them into a group for now. I'm going to ungroup them when I start the game, but that's fine. Alright. So we'll stop these from firing at will. Group 1 cannot be a group. Saying that, they are actually moving towards us, aren't they? So why would we attack them? They don't have any missile forces, so that's fine. Right, let's put these on to fire at will then. Start raining cannonballs onto them. As they get close, we will try and use canister, I think. Wow, that's a lot of men being allowed to fire at them. Right, they are going to engage us here, but that's okay. We do have bayonets. We should win that melee quite convincingly. The pikemen get out of the way of the muskets. A bit more damage than I'd like. These guys from firing now. Right, these chaps, they're getting wrecked because of the firebar rank. We've only got to make them all rout in order to win. And, well, we're nearly there already, apparently. That's fine. Gonna get behind these armed tribesmen. We're gonna try and charge them in the back. That will hopefully break them. Nice. Army is destroyed. In the battle there, heroic victory. So 80 lost. And it worked. Fantastic. The Huron Wyandot are dealt with. I guess we can keep that meeting hall for now. It's nice of them to upgrade these fur trading posts for us. We're going to get ourselves a trading port here. We're going to have loads of furs. May as well make that into a craft workshop. I'm tempted to get rid of this meeting hall, but for now it might be okay. We need to get rid of whatever this is. The Confederation of Tribes. Burn that. I think I burned that as well. Trait gained by Kevin McDowell, General of Infantry. Plus 10% to infantry units campaign map movement range. -1 to morale in battles. +3 to command when leading infantry. So he's seen as a harsh taskmaster, which is probably the reduction of morale. Our rake we've already looked at. We've got the construction report, which is absolutely insane. All of the new ports available. We've got a new town emerging, which we've already built up. And a nation destroyed, the Huron Wyandot. Rupert's Land has been captured. Now it's just a matter of sending some troops up to York Factory, which will be a few colonial militia, or maybe we'll go to Hessian Line Infantry, 2 colonial militia. The rest of them, I think we just move out and start heading straight back towards the coast.
More? Yes.
Yeah, let's just head back towards the coast. I know we're already near the coast here, but my ships will take ages to get round, so we may as well just walk across to Boston. Because by the time I get ships up here, it's going to be too late. Now, it looks like that's already 100% Protestant, so I guess we'll head towards York Factory with our missionary. And we have 6,463 to spend. But unfortunately, guys, that has been my time. So I am going to leave it here. We have definitely started to snowball, I think. In the sense that we've cleaned up the Americas. We will soon be able to attack the Cherokee. And then get basically the entirety of the 13 colonies under our control. And then we'll be cleaning out the Spanish in the Americas as well. Still need to find that big pirate fleet, although it might have been dealt with by the French by now, I'm not entirely sure. We need to deal with the Prussians, of course. But I think Europe kind of comes second to the Americas. Because if we can get the Americas fully sorted, then we'll have loads of cash to fund wars in Europe. And at the moment, we have the forces we need anyway. But that's all for now, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. And I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.